what I was thinking of to get started, it's just everybody, we can go one by one. If you wanted to just introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your history in the LGBT market, and then we'll kind of just go through the round so that everybody has a little better understanding of who we all are. Then before I move over to Jeff, I'll throw in a few words of my own. And right now, Jeff is saying, "Oh no." No, most important,
No, I was actually so interested in Chris's story. I'm like, hey, that
yeah,
could have gone. That kept going on. I'm going to ask you questions after the fact.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I know with Jeff, it was interesting because I've always enjoyed, to know a little bit more about how I perceive myself. I always think I can program, but I'm not the best programmer. I can sell, but I'm not the best salesperson, but I know how to put the pieces together, and I have ideas for online. I mean, I've enjoyed kind of growing with that. So when it comes to advertising technology, specifically programmatic, we were getting pretty good at it. We have a lot of good resources at our disposal. We were doing more and more bigger projects, but I was kind of hitting a limit. There were certain things I was realizing, like there's only so far we can go with this. But I was watching the technology keep growing and growing and growing. And then I'm talking to Jeff, and he's telling me about how that's what this company does, and that there's this whole Illinois campaign for LGBT tourism that I've been seeing and always wondering who's doing that. Turned out it was his company. And so he's been in the market all this time doing things in the LGBT space that I didn't even know about. And so we started testing out some projects with him, smaller ones, just to see let's just see how well he does. And we took literally smaller meaning, like, let's just say $10,000 a month projects, and we performed so well in comparison to anybody else, LGBT or otherwise, that was in the programmatic space, that it grew many times larger than that. And it was only because, and the only reason that worked was just because we learned how to identify our own limitations as far as how far we can go, and found the right partners, which I will tell you, that's like a big part of what I see from things like this as we move forward in 2021 together. So Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
No, what's funny is that intro is exactly why I, even sitting on this with this team of people, I didn't know any of you existed. I didn't know. In fact, when meeting at the CMI conference, Tom, I'm trying to figure out where I may have Googled something on LGBT research or something, and somehow found the conference. I didn't know that this world existed because I was in the mainstream media and advertising world for, at that point, roughly, 16, 17 years. There was no, for the first 10 of those, I was not an out LGBT professional. I was trying to make my way up in corporate America. So that was not who I was at all. And I'm like, I don't even know how to go about this, but I'm going to look into it. And that's kind of where everything started. Hence the CMI conference, where I seriously ran into Matt in the lunch line. Literally, I walked into him because I wasn't paying attention. I think I was on my phone. And then we ended up having lunch together, and it's been happily ever after ever since. But what that did was it introduced me to a lot of other folks just like yourselves in this world, where we were able to bring the prowess of my company, which I haven't even introduced yet. I'm the co-founder and managing director of Breakthrough Digital, which is a digital media execution house, trading platform here in the States. There's about 70. There's 71 of us throughout 22 states here in the U.S. And yeah, so we just started moving more into that space with the partnership we have with Matt. And that's not to ignore the majority of our business, which is not just focused on a niche, but it really opened up what the capabilities are by me as an owner, just being who I am, which for the majority of my career, I was very nervous about. And now, we can't be more proud of it. Matt came to one of my company offsites, and we talked all about it in front of the entire company, obviously. So everyone knows what our mission is, and what we do here, and what we're capable of doing, and that we're going to, that we're a proud company in more ways than one. And so, that chance encounter, I should say that chance job that we won, followed by my chance encounter with Matt, seems to all, work in tandem. And really our conversation since then has been, how do we expand on all this amazing brain power plus technology that people that are, I might be at the head of the company, but I'm not the smartest person here. I have far more smart people and individuals here. And it's about how do we take these thoughts and these ideas from groups like this and put it on to my tech folks and come up with some amazing ideas that we can bring into the community and at the end of the day, generate revenue and positivity.
Well, thank you, Jeff.